Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association. If you have a news topic or event that you would like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119. Today's show runs Wednesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is November 14th, 2018, and now the news at noon.
Reported by the Durango Herald with a photo of Goff. A Texas man was sentenced to 24 years in prison Tuesday after pleading guilty to aggravated assault related to a drug deal turned fatal last year in the Lightner Creek Mobile Home Park west of Durango. Kevin Goff, a 28-year-old Air Force veteran, faced 24 to 32 years in prison for his involvement in a marijuana deal that ended with the death of David Gayton on May 14, 2017. Gayton, age 34, of Durango, was a father to one. Goff appeared Tuesday in the 6th Judicial District Court wearing an orange jumpsuit and shackles. He has been locked in the La Plata County Jail since his arrest in May 2017. Judge William Herringer handed down the minimum sentence in accordance with the plea agreement, saying Goff had no previous violent offenses and was an active member of his community and was involved with his family. Goff is a father to one. Deputy District Attorney Reed Stewart, in his presentation at the sentencing hearing, painted Goff as the adult in the situation, the person who planned, coordinated, and executed the robbery. Defense attorney Kenneth Pace called 3 witnesses to speak on Goff's behalf, including the mother of his child, Quincy Austin. She said Goff was a strong-minded individual who sometimes worked 2 or 3 jobs to support his family.
Reported by the Journal, photo Sean Dolan. A house fire in Cortez early Tuesday morning was attributed to an improperly vented wood-burning stove. Cortez Police Lieutenant Andy Brock said 2 people were in the home on North Edith Street when the call came in about 3:15 a.m. on Tuesday. Both exited the home without any injuries. Firefighters were called back to the scene about 9:30 a.m. because the fire was still smoldering. Cortez Fire Protection District Lieutenant Charlie Borden said a piece of insulation in the home was still burning. Firefighters used thermal imaging cameras and a hose to put out the embers. Damage to the exterior of the home was minimal and appeared limited to one side of the home. Sean Canada, Cortez Fire Inspector, said an improperly vented wood-burning stove caused the fire. He said such fires happen more common than he'd like. Canada recommended anyone with a wood-burning stove or similar appliance to call the city's 24-hour inspection line at 970-564-4071 to check if they need an inspection or permit. He said it's a minor process.
From the Durango Herald, Fort Lewis College will ban smoking on campus January 1st following Governor John Hickenlooper's executive order that extends the state prohibition on smoking in state buildings to the grounds of state buildings and to vaping. The ban on smoking applies to all employees, students, visitors, contractors, and externally affiliated individuals or companies renting FLC-owned space on FLC-owned and operated property. The policy applies to smoking any substance, including but not limited to tobacco, cloves, or marijuana. Smoking products include but are not limited to all cigarette products and all smoke-producing products, cigars, pipes, hookahs, vaporizers, etc. FLC-owned and operated campus grounds include all outdoor common and educational areas, all FLC buildings, FLC housing, campus sidewalks, campus parking lots, recreational areas, outdoor stadiums, and FLC-owned and leased vehicles.
Reported in the Journal, photo Denver Post. According to a new survey by the Colorado Department of Transportation, seatbelt use in Colorado increased by 2.5% points in 2018 after 3 years of decline. CDOT's 2018 State of Colorado statewide seatbelt survey shows seatbelt usage improved to 86.3% from 83.8% in 2017, the first improvement since 2015. Still, Colorado trails the national seatbelt average of 90%. Although some counties improved, overall the state is below the national average, said Darrell Link, Director of the Office of Transportation Safety at CDOT. Quote, Colorado unfortunately lacks a primary seatbelt law, so people are only cited for not wearing a seatbelt when they are pulled over for another traffic violation. This results in less people buckling up. Fines for not buckling up start at $65, and parents or caregivers caught with an improperly restrained child can receive a minimum fine of $82. The survey also reported seatbelt use rates in 31 Colorado counties, ranging from the lowest rate of 65% in Cheyenne County to the highest rate of 95% in Douglas County. The most improved county was Clear Creek at 85%, a gain of 8 percentage points. 5 of the 6 counties with the lowest use rates were rural: Cheyenne, Delta, La Plata at 76%, and Montezuma and Chaffee counties at 77%. Dolores County was not included in the survey. Each year, this survey gives insight on where we need to focus our efforts to increase Colorado's seatbelt use, said Colorado Matthew Packard, chief of the Colorado State Patrol. As in past years, rural counties use seatbelts less than other areas in the state. In 2017, Colorado ranked 40th in the country in seatbelt use. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, data for 2018 were not available, the CDOT press release said. Last year, there were 222 unbuckled fatalities on Colorado roads, about half the 410 total passenger vehicle deaths in the state, according to year-to-date fatality data. Seatbelts reduce the risk of injury and death in a crash by an estimated 50%, the press release stated.
Reported by the Durango Herald after Durango and Florence Paylard had surgery on a herniated disc in her back last month, her doctor prescribed tramadol, an opioid, without any refills. The limited prescription is evidence of important changes doctors are making to help prevent opioid addiction, said Paylard, a science writer and a clinical scientist with a background in pharmaceuticals. Prescribing smaller quantities of medications can help keep excess drugs out of medicine cabinets and away from patients, their family members, and others who might use them for conditions they weren't prescribed to treat, she said. A week after her back surgery, Paylard was satisfied with the pain management provided by a combination of tramadol and meloxicam, an anti-inflammatory medication prescribed by her doctor, she said. In recent years, pain patients across Colorado and the U.S. who received opioid prescriptions developed lasting and deadly addictions. More than 1,000 Coloradans died by a drug overdose in 2017, a new record. More than half of the deaths were caused by opioids, including 224 caused by heroin and 81 caused by fentanyl, according to the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. Last year, in La Plata County, 7 people died by overdose involving the use of heroin, methamphetamine, prescription drugs such as antidepressants, said Kirk Ball with CDPHE. And now let's take a look at the weather.
Let's look at the national weather map from NOAA. Another day of dangerous fire weather for Southern California as the winds pick up again. Heavy rains across the southeast and freezing rain and snow likely from the lower middle Mississippi Valley eastward to the southern Appalachians and northward to the northeast. And heavy snow continues for western New York and portions of Montana, the Midwest, and the interior east towards the end of the week. Also, the Ohio Valley and central Appalachians are at risk for icing or freezing rain Thursday into Friday. Regionally, high pressure over the western U.S. will be flattened out over the next few days as a series of Pacific storms track across the northern Rockies and southern Canada. This will shut down the northerly winds and relax the cold air mass that has been in place for the past few days, so expect a slow but gradual warming trend over the next 48 hours. However, snow cover in the high valleys will keep strong inversions in place until we can get a stronger system moved in to mix things out. Outside of a few passing high clouds and the striping you could see this morning, making for active skies, it's pretty quiet weather around the region as we close out the week. And the DCTV 5-day outlook shows more cold and dry weather for the next week. Today sunny with a high near 47, northwest winds around 5 miles an hour. Tonight clear with a low around 24, northeast winds around 5 miles an hour. Then Thursday sunny with a high near 52, northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. Thursday night mostly clear with a low around 25 degrees, north-northeast winds around 5 miles an hour, becoming southeast after midnight. And then Friday sunny again, a high near 51 degrees. Southeast winds around 5 miles an hour, becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Friday night partly cloudy with a low around 27. Saturday sunny with a high again near 51 degrees. Saturday night partly cloudy with a low to 26. Sunday mostly sunny with a high near 47 degrees, and Sunday night mostly clear with a low around 24. And into next week, Monday sunny with a high near 47. Monday night mostly clear with a low around 26. And now back to the news.
From the Durango Herald, scientists have found a new clue that Parkinson's disease may get its start not in the brain, but in the gut, maybe in the appendix. People who had their appendix removed early in life had a lower risk of getting the tremor-inducing brain disease decades later, researchers reported Wednesday. Why? A peek at surgically removed appendix tissue shows This tiny organ, often considered useless, seems to be a storage depot for an abnormal protein, one that, if it somehow makes its way into the brain, becomes a hallmark of Parkinson's. The big surprise, according to studies published in the journal Science Translational Medicine, lots of people may harbor clumps of that worrisome protein in their appendix, young and old, people with healthy brains and those with Parkinson's. But don't look for a surgeon just yet. We're not saying to go out and get an appendectomy, stressed Viviane Labrie of Michigan's Van Andel Research Institute, a neuroscientist and geneticist who led the research team. After all, there are plenty of people who have no appendix yet still develop Parkinson's, and plenty of others harbor the culprit protein but never get sick, according to her research.
Reported in the journal File Photo. Jason Spruill has retired from his position as the Memphis Town Marshal. That's effective Friday, November 9th. He recently purchased Mesa Verde Motorsports, a business that his grandparents started under the name Gene Patton Motor Company. Spruill sent his resignation letter to the Memphis Board of Trustees on October 25th, the same day the town began advertising to fill his position. Memphis Town Administrator Heather Alvarez says the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office, quote, is assisting Memphis with coverage for the town in the interim. Spruill says he's retiring from law enforcement because he felt it was time to get his motorsports company, quote, back into the family. I was just ready for a change of pace, Spruill told the Journal during a phone interview on Tuesday. Spruill said that he, quote, loved working for the town of Memphis, which was part of a 20-year career in law enforcement. Before getting his first full-time enforcement job as a deputy officer in Montezuma County, he volunteered for 5 years on the County Reserve Force. Spruill says that when he was appointed to be the Memphis Town Marshal in May of 2016, after serving as the acting marshal for 6 months, he inherited a law enforcement office with outdated vehicles, uniforms, and firearms. Since then, the Town Board of Trustees has approved multiple purchases requested by Spruill, including 2 2018 Chevy 1500 crew cab trucks in February. Spruill says he expects maintaining the newly purchased motorsports company will keep him busier than he was as town marshal, but he's happy to be back at a business that once employed him as a high schooler.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, a Montezuma County woman who hopes to open a preschool on her rural property south of Memphis was faced with concerns from her neighbors Thursday night at a Montezuma County Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Beverly Kaplan is seeking permission from the county to open a 1,300 square foot preschool licensed for 15 children ages 2.5 to 5 years. The school would operate between September and May. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted to recommend approval to the Board of County Commissioners, but not before hearing from Kaplan's neighbors. Russell and Teresa Markham own 90 acres of farmland directly west of the Kaplan's 127-acre property. The Markhams hired Durango attorney Jeff Kane to help articulate their concerns at the meeting. He said the Markhams wanted to have their concerns on the record in case there were conflicts that arose between the working farm and the proposed preschool. He said his clients would like the Kaplans to mitigate any compatibility issues and build a fence around the preschool to avoid contact between children and livestock. Kaplan said she is familiar with issues related to farming. She said that she and her husband Doug keep 25 horses on their property and they hay their fields. On the fence issue, she said that's required by law. Russell Markham said he didn't want anyone to say his farming techniques were making kids or teachers sick. Planning Commissioner Bob Clayton said he knows there is a big need in the community for child care and stressed that there are protections in the county for farmers.
From the Journal Photo Sean Dolan. 3 years ago, Vic Vanek was begging vendors to come to the winter market. Now, in its 6th year, the winter market at Four Seasons Greenhouse and Nursery boasts 30 permanent merchants and a waiting list. Just after the Cortez Farmers Market shutters for the season, Vic and Gail Vanek, owners of the nursery, put on a winter market offering fresh produce, coffee, meat, eggs, and handmade crafts and jewelry. The market runs every Saturday from November 3rd through March 9th at 26650 County Road P from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Quote, it just keeps getting better and better, said Vic Vanek. The Four Seasons Greenhouse and Nursery grows broccoli, lettuce, green peppers, cucumbers, Swiss chard, and spinach throughout the cold months. Susan Clifford, a horticulturalist at the greenhouse, said they aren't traditionally thought of as a winter produce, but a greenhouse makes it possible. Cortez resident Carrie Cockrell, who purchased some fresh greens on Saturday, said the market has a great selection. "I love it," Cockrell said. "So great to get fresh produce after the Cortez market closes." Four Seasons isn't the only farm in town with a greenhouse. Carolyn Ower, owner of Ower's Farm, grows radishes, turnips, kale, spinach, lettuce, and bok choy in an unheated greenhouse. Without the winter market, however, she said she would probably give up winter farming. Fortunately for her, the market stays busy. People just come and spend the morning here, Ower said. And a note from the Dove Creek Chamber of Commerce that here in Dove Creek at the Community Center on December 1st, there will be a Christmas market from 12 noon to 3 p.m. All types of businesses, artisans, entrepreneurs, and groups will offer tables of items for sale or information on what they're doing, along with a host of fun activities. There will be a free kids decorative ornament while they last, food from the chamber, music, a photo backdrop set for you to take your Christmas photo, and if you would like, talk to the DC Press to see about ordering customized Christmas cards. They're working on several more fun activities for the kids of all ages as well. If you'd like a table to sell your Christmas goodies, contact the Chamber. It's free to Chamber members and $10 per table otherwise. Let's ring in the December Home for the Holidays theme to encourage everyone to shop local and enjoy the season. The DC Chamber can be reached at 970-560-2856.
According to the Durango Herald, for kids growing up in today's cashless society, the piggy bank is going virtual. Father of two, Roland Hall turned to a British startup's digital pocket money app because his kids were still too young to get bank cards from traditional banks. With prepaid debit cards linked to the app, Hall's kids aged 8 and 9 can spend their allowance and chore money by shopping online or by tapping at countless payment terminals and contactless payment terminals in stores. Sound like a recipe for splurging? Not so, he said. When kids have cash, they want to spend it quickly. They want to go to the shops and spend it on rubbish, said Hall, an IT project manager. But an app lets them check their balances online, which actually makes them start thinking about saving rather than getting rid of the money, said Hall, who also prefers giving digital allowances because he never carries cash. The app, which is called Goerny, and expanded to the U.S. in April, is part of a wave of digital money apps combined with prepaid cards for kids as young as 6 that parents have access to. They are powerful new money management and savings tools that replace old-fashioned piggy banks and account passbooks. Some say they can help enhance financial literacy even as the growth of cashless payments upends traditional notions of money. Globally, the number of non-cash transactions rose 11.2% to 433 billion in 2015 from the year before, and is cast to nearly double by 2020, according to the World Payments Report by financial services firms Capgemini and BNP Paribas. Britain, Canada, and Sweden are among the world's most cashless countries, according to a 2017 ranking by currency website Forex Bonuses, with widespread use of contactless bank cards that let shoppers merely tap on payment terminals for small transactions.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. All throughout the month of November, the state line has been holding a promotion for anyone who buys a ribeye steak. They will be entered to win a $50 gift certificate to the State Line Bar and Grill. There's no limit on attempts to win, they say, and the contest ends November 30th at 9 p.m., and the drawing will be held on December 6th. For more information on this promotion or coordinating a reservation for a holiday gathering at the State Line, call them at 970-677-2649. Saturday, the 17th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Durango, it's the Thanksgiving Market. Stock up on local food for your Thanksgiving meal and get a jump start on holiday shopping with local artisans. It's held at the La Plata County Fairgrounds, hosted by the Durango Farmers Market. Also this Saturday, the 17th of November, it's Pints for Pits. Mountain Paws Rescue Center is hosting a fundraiser event at Wild Edge Brewery in Cortez, Colorado. Tickets will be sold at the door. $15 will include 1 pint or pretzel and an entry into the raffle. There will also be swag for sale, t-shirts, bracelets, etc., and all proceeds will go directly to the rescue and their dogs. It runs from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station at 677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand. Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news in our area, and of course, please share it with a friend. For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.